Hello all students. In this module, we will be working on the continuation of forms. In the previous module, I have introduced you to the forms and I have also explained you how forms are important on web pages. We have discussed that in the case of forms, we take the input from the user, we get all the required details or the inputs that we need from the user in a form, and then we submit it on the server. In this module and couple of 2 to 3 modules from now on, we will see how we can create different forms. Trust me, it is one of those interesting parts of HTML which are very simple to pick up. Along with that, very interesting, and you can really create quality websites. So let's get started. What we are going to do is we will be going through a creation of a form in which we have the following controls. In this form, we have got a first name, which is a text box. We have got a second name, or you can say the last name, and a text box, and we will have a submit button. This is what we are expecting in this particular program. Now, in order to achieve this, what do we need? We have discussed we will need some tags. We will need a form tag, we will need an input tag which we'll use for the text box, which we'll use for the submit button. So this is all what we will be needing in this particular module. Okay, so what we are going to do, I have written a code which will show us how these different forms can be created. So let us get started. And before we start understanding the code, let me show you how the form is working. So if you look at this form, we have got a label which says first name. We have got a label called last name. There is a text field. Tom is by default populated. Smith is by default populated, and there is a submit button which takes the values and submits on the server. So let's look at the code, students. So as with the other HTML forms that we have created, we will start from the HTML tag. We will start from the head tag to the body, and from here on we will start creating the form. So our form creation is from here to here. We have discussed that form action page.php is the page where the information from the form will be taken and will be submitted to the server. Do not get worried about the action elements for now. When we'll do the JavaScript, we will explore this a lot. But as of now, I want you to focus only on creating quality forms. So what we are doing, we have taken a label tag and we are using a variable for, and we have given it a name fname. Whatever you give inside this particular tag is actually shown on the screen. So let me show you. Let me go back to the output window that we have here. Let me just quickly change it to mouse, and here we go. So can you see this? We've got this first name written here, and this first name is written because you have populated it here within this tag. Okay. We have got another which is called as the last name. And then how did we get the last name? We got the last name because this is written here. Okay. And then we have a submit button. Now these two text boxes which we have got, it is coming because we are taking an input type is equal to text here and input type is equal to text here. Both cases we have taken input type is equal to text. We also have got an ID fname, and there is another ID lname. We have given it a name fname and an ID lname. Now this value which we have given Tom and this value which we have given Smith, we gave it because by default we wanted to populate it with this. But most of the form, students, which you will see, it's not by default populated. So in that particular case you can get rid of this value. So you can basically ignore this particular text. We have got a paragraph tag which we have already discussed, in which we are asking user to submit the P submit basically the text in order to be sent to the server. So this brings us to the end of this module. In this module, we have learned how we can create a form using the first name, last name, which are the two labels. We have seen how we create two text boxes. We have seen how we use a submit button to submit the content onto the server. And in addition to that, we have also seen two basic tags which we have already covered, the H2 tag for the heading and P tag for the paragraph. So guys, please stay tuned for the next module. Upcoming next is how do we create check boxes in HTML. So stay tuned. Take care till then. Bye-bye.